And it's where I started to really realize, for us, a lot of us, sex and sexuality, it really underneath it, it's all about connection and
Hmm.
intimacy and that safety. And I was accessing that just in the platonic cuddle session. So that was a really amazing thing to observe and take note of. It's been profoundly helpful for nervous system regulation. I am a
Mm.
highly sensitive person. I used to struggle with crippling anxiety, especially social anxiety. There's many things, many resources I've gathered over the years of my various struggles and journeys. And so I'm coming into this work with a lot of different resources. But man, cuddling and physical touch is a very, very powerful and instantaneous way to help us
Mhm.
co-regulate our nervous systems. We're really evolved to utilize touch in that way, and we don't necessarily have to cognitively understand it, but a hug feels good for a reason. I
Yeah.
say things feel good and bring relief for a reason. There's something going on with our biology. So that's been really helpful for me. And oh my goodness, has it led to just, it's unlocked so many layers and levels of deeper learning. So, like I say, when I first started doing this, I was focused on the touch and the hugs and the connection, the emotional comfort and support of that experience, and then sharing and giving that and exchanging. But now I'm studying, neuroplasticity and early childhood brain development and
Mm.
subconscious. The subconscious drives up to 97% of our behavior.
Wow.
That's huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. So in here, we're healing trauma in a real way. We're challenging a lot of the mainstream clinical helping fields out there that are really only offering people maybe watered down coping strategies. And this
Hmm.
work has led me to the core of my own trauma and work and healing. And then through that avenue has allowed me to go deeper and study and then bring more and more resource to my clients. And so we're actively tapping into our subconscious. We're exploring inner child work and really what does that mean? And what does that look like? What does a reparenting practice even look like when you never had that properly modeled to you? And
Hmm.
so we're going in and we're this the experience of the touch and the safety that we're creating, it's a powerful catalyst that unlocks deeper things. So a lot of repressed emotions can come up. If you think about maybe a little kid who's getting bullied or in an abusive situation, and there's really not safety around and they're in the war zone and shrapnel's flying, they can't really afford to process their fear or their grief or you know let some tears out and feel that fear. They're in survival mode. They're in hypervigilant state. And imagine if we were that kid, or imagine watching a kid and they finally get out of that space and they're rescued and they're brought into the loving arms of maybe a grandmother or just someone that feels truly safe, and you can feel that on a visceral level, and they wrap you up in a warm blanket. That's when that's going to start to show up. That's when the emotions are going to be able to come out. And so we've kind of just naturally grown into that. And most people who do what I do are learning the same thing. So a lot of us end up going into exploring trauma work and what does that look like, or somatic therapies, which are very body based and that emotional connection dynamic. So we're very much in a lot of ways leading edge. There's been a lot of studies about, talking people through processes, helping them practice like polyvagal toning exercises, but there's not been compassionate, loving touch where the practitioner is getting in there and wrapping
Hmm.
these people up and actually, like I say, getting in the trenches with them. And that is such a profound key to healing. And so we're actively healing trauma. We're taking people who might be severely triggered and hyper reactive to everything and or many things and living a very small, limited life, and we're helping educate them and support them through emotional processing. What does it actually look like to feel your feelings? Emotion means to move, energy and motion. If we're seizing up and repressing it and stuffing it down and not understanding how to move it through us, we're going to be in for a world of hurt in a bunch of different ways. And so we're helping them learn how to process and digest their
Yeah.
emotional energy so that they can actually be liberated and free of these long-standing triggers or blockages or fears that never got fully addressed, completed, processed, resolved. So people are living bigger lives. They're having, we are enjoying a greater state of capacity so we can handle, more stuff, living bigger, being more visible out in the world, and learning again how to have those healthy human connections. Yeah, it's just, we talk all day about it. It's really pretty amazing.
That's mature.